Hey everyone, Denise here. So I am all inked up and surprisingly have the March samples done. Now I'm not ready to put up the prices or anything else yet, but I will tell you that it is March 9th. We have our 3 classes. We have a technique class, we have a semi-fancy class, and then we have fancy class back, but not as fancy because I wanted to keep the price down, especially when it came to the semi-fancy being a little more money than the normal middle class would be. So I wanted to balance those and still keep it under that old price bundle that we used to have, or bundle price that we used to have. So I didn't use all of the pearlized paper, but it is what it is, right? So let me show you them. I think you're going to like them anyway. This is class number 1 of the day. Again, this is March 9th. This is from 10 to 12. Again, I'll announce prices later. I'm not taking spots or reservations or whatever you would call them at this point. I just want to show you so that you have them done. This bokeh technique, I've been saying to myself, I think forever, that I wanted to try, and I never just sat down and did it. And within the week, I came home from work and just sat down and did it. This is my relief after work. So what you're getting is actually this stencil. So you see it's got 3, it's got circles, dots, stripes. So this is the actual stencil that you will get with the class. It's a 3-layered stencil, but notice it doesn't actually layer. It's not like Pinkfresh where it's meant to layer in color. It's just 3 different layers that don't match up, and they're not supposed to. So I just put a simple thanks on the bottom, backed it in the black there, and called it a day. This is an A2 size card. On this, I used picked raspberry, twisted citron, and peacock feathers. So I used all 3 of these. I did regular distress ink. You can use oxides if you have them. You can use any colors that you have that match. I chose these 3 because I knew they would blend well. I knew that they would be bright enough to, stand up to the other colors. But again, you can use any brand, any colors that you like. This is going to require a white pigment ink though, and that will be in your class description, and I did post this already for you in the card group. These are the same 3 colors. Now I did this blending differently from that blending, so they're not identical. This is a die. I wasn't going to get involved with stamping and then embossing, heat embossing black over it. I thought it would be enough with the technique. So we've got 2 bokeh technique cards. One super simple, but look at that background. I love it. One super simple. You could add balloons or flowers or whatever else you wanted to, but I didn't want to take away from the background. I loved it, and I thought it was a little more male-centered maybe this way. I know it has butterflies, but that's why I didn't attach the pearls either. And then we have this one, which is probably my favorite, but again, you have the same technique there, but on a 5x7 card. And this, you can see where I got pigment ink on, right? So all of my here, I did it, don't you do it kind of mistakes. This is a Sizzix cutout of Tim Holtz. And again, I added a butterfly to it because I just felt it kind of needed something. So I had that nice little black silhouette there. So that is the first class. Again, prices coming soon, but that would be March 9th, and that would be from 10 to 12. Our middle class is a semi-fancy slimline class. Now, Shannon and I last week had made some cards, and you know what? This is one of the cards that I saw on Pinterest that I had pinned for a long time, and I kept saying, gonna do it. And I finally just did it. I love it. So I'm gonna do it for class. So we have 3 different versions of this card. Now, this class does not come with the die, but it does come with the stamp. Now, I did not stamp the flowers because I didn't want to fussy cut them or pull out the scan and cut. I simply used the die to do it, and I think that that will probably be what we do in class as well. But the stamp is incorporated, for the flowers, is incorporated into the price of the card class. So there's no discount if you have it already. Sorry about that. This is built into it. So I forget which flower I use, but it'll be in the description. So this one I actually made the whole card because I wasn't planning on it as a sample. I did my no-no. I added glitter. I'm always heavy-handed with it. I like it with the glitter. I think it makes it a little bit better. I might have inked the edges on this had I thought about it, but I didn't because I didn't pull out any ink. I specifically didn't want to stamp the night that we did this, and I just kind of wanted to use dies and some patterned paper and see what happened. And this is kind of what happened. So this is the first one that we are making. This is the second one. Now, same with the last one. If you want to do it in a horizontal card, that they work both ways. So again, a little more masculine because of the colors. This is pattern, 2 different pattern papers. This is close to my heart paper. This is a close to my heart paper. And this I use the matching close to my heart ink, which you can borrow in class, since I assume that you don't have that. But notice I just did the edges because stark white wasn't working for me. So I just kind of brushed along the edges and sort of distressed the edges a little bit and in the center, and that was it. And same thing, I didn't color this. I simply cut out the leaves from green paper, and I did the same here. I didn't color the leaves. I cut it out from green paper. So you will have that paper as well to cut it out from, so that you didn't have to spend a whole lot of time inking an entire sheet of paper. So that is the second one. Now notice I did add glitter to this, a little less heavy-handed this time around. And then we have this one. The border here is different, same technique, same die set, but different looking die. Now, unfortunately, these are sold out at Heartfelt Creations, so you will all be sharing my die using it. So I may cut a few ahead of time just so that some of you can cut, some of you can color, some of you can assemble. This may be a bring your own big shot kind of thing, so that we're not waiting online. Plus, if you stay for the fancy class, you're going to want your big shot anyway. So this is the third one. And again, I did the same thing. This is this is a close to my heart paper. So is the green. We have here, this is also a close to my heart color. It matches this. And again, I just distressed the edges on the inside. And I didn't put sentiments because I like the flowers where they were. And I don't always like to put a sentiment until I need it. Of course, by then, it's late and you're scrambling. I mean, this has it so you can see what you can do with it. This just has fewer flowers. Similar card. This one has buds. This one does not. So you could use it for anything. And again, orangey, so a little more in the masculine area, though it doesn't have to be. All right. Our fancy cards are back by popular demand. So I did not use the pearlized paper this time, because that's the die. All right. Now I used pieces of the die for these two. So let me move these two out of the way and I'll show you those in a minute. So yep, I know the gold is a glare. So this is the die that you get. All of these pieces from the corners to a corner that I didn't use, to the white layer here, to all the gold, to all of this. I love this die. It's a beautiful die. Now, I did not put pearls on this yet. I may still, I'm not sure. I used Wink of Stella on my flowers because I didn't want to pull the glitter back out, because glitter is a no-no around here because of Anna and it gets everywhere. It's like, it's like gilding flakes. I mean, I wish I could, but I can't. So I use my Wink of Stella pen. As you see, I'm heavy-handed with that as well. This is a clear pen. In hindsight, I may have used some gold to match the gold, but I'm not sure. You can see I haven't even fixed them yet. I haven't even wet them down and taken off all the excess glue. So I did use that instead of glitter. You could use glitter. You could use a Wink of Stella pen. You could leave it alone. Whatever you want to do, because it's your card. So this is card number 1. You get this die to take home with you. That's one of the reasons why this class is more expensive. Plus, it's got more paper to it and more pricey paper. So that's the first one. Now, I didn't want to add a sentiment to this because I just didn't want to. But if I did, I would probably get a piece of vellum, stamp and emboss in gold, and maybe put a little tag across. So this is the next one that I did. And you see here, again, heavy with the Wink of Stella. It's clear. It doesn't look clear, right? It looks silver. So for this, I used the same die. I used the pearls. I tried to use them differently on each of the cards, but I used the pearls. This one, this I colored the pink paper, actually. I colored white paper pink with picked raspberry distress ink. This one, I colored the flowers, and it's hard to see underneath. It's not that glary in person, but and the Celebrate, I colored in, I believe it was Wild Honey. I wrote it for you on the website though. And same thing, so that it matched up. We color this. We have our pattern paper here. And then the third one I did this way, just because you can do it this way too, whatever you like. And I don't mind that my flowers are going this way. I mean, I could have done it that way, but it didn't matter to me because it's just background and I'm okay with it. This was the first one I did. You see how heavy-handed that one was. And again, looks very silver as compared to the clear it said it was. The thanks and the flower were both inked with Salvage Patina. And I cut this out of the piece of paper that I colored with the Salvage Patina, and the same for the flowers. I actually colored the paper first and then cut the flowers because I found it to be easier. But again, the green you will get so that you can just cut leaves from the green from whatever I have available there. And you see the pearls are back in a different way. Now, pearls are on your own. Glitter is on your own. We're not going to do pearls or glitter here because it's just not built into the time for the class, and it's not built into the time for it to dry, and that's really more important for you to get them home safely so that you can use them or recreate them, whatever it is you choose to do with them. But I think that the glue would smear, the pearls would smear, and that kind of defeats the purpose for you. Glitter, we always have to be careful with, and I don't know if you can see here or not, but there's glitter actually on the table, again, just from these cards, and I can't tell you how much I've cleaned up the glitter. So glitter is kind of like a no-no with cats. I don't know about dogs, but kind of a no-no with cats. So we try not to do glitter for this piece. Oh, it's off camera here. So we try not to for that reason. So glitter is going to be on your own at home. I wrote it in the description though so that you had it if you want it. So again, this is going to be March 9th. Our Bokeh Technique cards. Again, price is coming. I have them. I just don't want to release it yet because we're still working on February for now. But this is March. So March 9th, 10 to 12, this class. And March 9th, 12:15 to 2:15 is our semi-fancy slimline class. And again, you get the flower stamp with this class. And then we have our fancy class. The fancy cards are back. I know. Thanks for asking for them, everyone. And with that, you get the die. Not the flowers, but you can use your flowers from the previous class because this is from 2:30 to 4:30 the same day on March 9th. Or I've got lots of flower dies, just generic dies that you can cut with. And that's actually what I ended up doing with the leaves and things here because it was just easier. This one, you will need to bring your Big Shot with you. I had no trouble using this in a Big Shot or cutting out the die in a Big Shot. I always do that beforehand so that I know that it works and you don't need an electric machine. And I did not. Everything cut out just fine in the Big Shot. So you'll need your Big Shot for this class with you, because it's a lot of cutting. You cut everything on your own. If you're new to card classes, not sure about them, never taken a card class before, then so you can now almost kind of see the glitter. By all means, message me or put a comment. Don't worry about a Big Shot or the rest of the things that are listed. If you are brand new to crafting, brand new to making cards, and don't have the required bring your own supplies, I will be happy to let you use mine for the day until you try it out. And if you want to come back the next time, then we'll help get you set up for classes moving forward. For some, there is a use my ink and such option, which will be a different price, of course, than the regular class. And that's if you have been to card classes before, you're a known to me crafter. So those are the prices that you would pay if you didn't want to bring the inks or buy the inks and stuff. It's just cheaper to use mine. That's fine. There is an option for that as well. Alrighty, I hope I see you in March. Really, I hope I see you in February, but I hope I see you in March to make these cards. And I can hardly believe it's the end of January and I'm working on April. So far, so good for me, right? See everyone later. I hope to see you soon.